I have a number of clients around the age of 35, 40. They seem to be struggling around the fact that they cannot find someone to be with. And I think this is an important aspect to be speaking about because this is a reality of a number of people that find themselves on a place in which they don't find a lot of people on daily basis on their environment, especially if they're not surrounding themselves by people on their work. So what happens is as we grow, we have the school system and we have university, and on those places we tend to be speaking and just having time with a lot of different people. And this environment actually allows us to get to know a lot of people and even know them on the essence of who they are, because people are there not actually trying to find a relationship. They're just moving through life on a natural way, and with that they just create natural connections. And on those terms, it's when you just find the right person on a easier way. Let's put it this way. Because what happens is, once this time goes on and you're not finding yourself on an environment with a lot of people, people actually tend to get together with specific intentions. So they're not really going to a place and getting connections on a natural flow as it used to be. Now they're just either going with a specific intention of making some type of business or actually trying to find a relationship. And this kind of makes the process to be hard when you want to get to know someone to eventually share a life with. So what happens is, if we roll back in time, we find ourselves on the beginning of any relationship we had. We don't really set the intention of trying to get to know someone for you to share life with in the future. So this actually happens on a natural way without you realizing that you wanted that on the first place. And when you do this on the beginning of meeting and get to know someone, you're essentially not willing to waste time if it's not the right person. So we tend to just actually throw away the opportunity that can be presented to get to know someone, because it's very hard to create a connection and love on the first date or in the beginning. So, because that doesn't happen, people tend to just set apart. So, that's why relationships later on are so much more complicated to happen. People don't really find space to others and even for them to actually make this happen on a natural way. So ideally, you shouldn't really be going to a date to try to find someone to share life with in the first place. You should actually look to relax yourself and just try to have a good time with someone. And as simple as it can be, as long as you're having a good time with someone, that's all you need for the start. So this is one aspect that I think people don't really understand. And as they set this natural flow to go through the process, they will come to open themselves to get to know the people that are just trying to do the same. I think this way things could eventually work out better. Another thing is, as we grow older, we tend to attach ourselves more to things that really don't matter. And this doesn't happen on the school and university times, in which people are just actually showing who they are, and they're not really caring if the other person likes you or not. This is actually just the best way for you to get to know the right person. You should show yourself as you are and don't hold back on anything. Don't have fears of getting hurt. This is very important because people that try to hold back to not get hurt ends up creating a connection that is not natural, is not real, because they're not presenting themselves as they are. And the other side, the other person can feel that and will just feel something's off and probably walk away. So, other thing that I find in a lot of people I'm working with, often successful people like to present themselves on, let's put it this way, expensive cars, expensive clothes. And these really catch the eye of people that are um, attracted to these things, which tend to be only attracted to those things and not really who you are. So, what I recommend is to actually put yourself on as normal clothes as you can have and just get a car that doesn't really show off. Because as long as you're putting yourself out there to find the right person to share life with, the best way is not to make anything to stand out from what you have. Because this is the best way for people approach you just by who you are and actually get to know you to the core. So as long as people are just presenting themselves by what they have, they will just attract people based off those things. And it's hard to create a connection with someone that just looks for some money on a relationship or just looks to have a life with you that actually gives them the opportunity of finding themselves on a nice house, a fancy car. All of these things just get in the way of creating a good connection. So that's why a number of people don't really find the right person. Remember that the important thing here is for you to show who you are and what actually matters for you, what you like, and what you want in the other person that you're looking to find. Because this is another aspect. Often people are looking for someone But as you ask them, okay, what type of person do you really want? They find themselves not really able to define a person at all. Like, everyone wants someone to be pretty outside, but when it comes to inner qualities of people, everyone seems to not be able to define exactly what they want. So if you don't know what you're looking after, it gets really hard for you to understand if the person that you're getting to know can be the right one or not. But if you start to acknowledge that you want someone that cares about you, loves you, not from what you have, but who you are, and is willing to stay with you, is a partner for you, and wants to create a good life with you the same way you want with the other people, in this case, things start to make a lot of sense. Again, what you want really depends on yourself, but you have to search in you for the qualities you want to be finding in the person you're looking after. This is the best way for you to understand if the person you're getting to know is the right one or not.